Welcome back to Two Tall Stitchers. I'm Jennifer. This is my mom, Carol, and we are happy to be here for Flosstube episode 49.
Yeah.
Nearing our 3-year anniversary of doing this.
Yeah.
In a couple of months. But before we get there, we have lots to share today. So
first of all, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Hope you guys all had a good, safe, Happy New Year. And we did. Ours was very quiet. Hers was a little more, but we both
nothing crazy though.
Made it through.
Yeah. Yeah. We know, as many of you see this, it's very, very cold in many parts of the country. I have a friend who's in Arkansas this morning, and it's colder there than it is here in Indianapolis. It is cold here, but it's not crazy cold for a couple more days. We get it tomorrow, I think, for just a couple of days, and then it's back up in the 20s. But I'm taking advantage of it, wearing my warm, cozy sweater, and I have a 3-day weekend this weekend. I'm hoping to get some quilting done, lots of stitching, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
So welcome back for those who have been here before, and thank you very much for coming back. For those who are new, welcome, especially to any new subscribers. And we'd also like to thank Kara at Granite State Stitcher, who's mentioned us a couple of times. Kara, I have to get back and watch your episode. I started to watch it one day and then got busy doing other things, so I will get back to watch that soon. Today we're going to start with our quilt of the day. If you saw our finish parade that we posted last week, you already got a sneak peek at this, but we thought it was worth another look, a better look at the quilt this time. So why don't you tell everybody about this quilt since you made it?
This was a panel, which is huge because there's a lot of national parks, and it's the 63 national parks, and they like to go on vacation, parks and everything. And my son-in-law is particularly fond of national parks. And so this was for him. And it lists all the parks. And Jennifer said when he got home, he laid it out on the floor and then proceeded to check out all the parks count all the parks he'd been to. What was it, 29?
It was 29, but the first week of the new year, he had a trip he had to take, and he drove, and he hit Carlsbad Cavern and...
Roswell?
No. One other one. I can't remember right now which one it was.
So he's up to 31. So,
yeah.
I don't know whether we're going to give him little stars to put on the quilt for if he's been there.
You know what would be neat, although it doesn't work for a quilt well, is the little charms. If you could sew the year charm on the year that you went to that. But then you get it caught as you use the quilt.
But so he really liked it. And I was glad because it was huge. My friend Pam quilted it for me, and
it's an all over meander.
There was no reason to do a fancy pattern because the real focus is and then the backing. I actually embroidered on the backing for the label. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I don't know if he saw that. I just saw it when I hung it up.
Oh yeah. So that was his Christmas present, and
Hot Springs.
It was
that's the other one.
Okay, and it was
maybe
actually
there's a third
so
one.
maybe we're up to 31, maybe 32. So yeah, that was his Christmas present, and I actually had it done well before Christmas. I mean, I think it was done in November.
That's great.
Or early December, which for me is a miracle. So, so that's our quilt of the day, and it was a lot of fun to do.
And if you have a favorite national park, please tell us and let us know why. And I'll mention I didn't bring it, but our friend Beth, not related to this, gave us a book for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
As a family that's
Subpar
Parks is the name of the book, and it's reviews that people have written that are bad reviews about the parks. Like,
I didn't know it was going to have all sand. There were only rocks. There was nothing else to look at.
Too many trees.
Yeah.
Hysterical. So we've been getting a good laugh out of that.
You didn't say that there wouldn't be Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I mean, just brilliant assessments.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a good book if you're looking for a book for somebody who likes the national parks. It's hysterical.
And if you have a favorite national park, let me know, because we're always looking at which ones we can see. All right, should we go into life updates? Last time we saw them, it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We got a lot of comments about us filming on Christmas Eve, but that's actually not the day that we celebrate. We don't do a whole lot on Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day is our day. So it made for a good day for us to film, and I went home, did some cooking with my daughter. She made a white chocolate peppermint cheesecake for Christmas. It was delicious. And yeah, we had a very nice Christmas.
Yeah,
it was
we
my
did.
family and you and Dad. And then the day after Christmas, my cousin, uncle, cousin, and my one cousin's family came and they stayed overnight. So we had 2 days with them, which was a lot of fun. I think it gets better as the kids get older.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was neat when
yeah.
they were little, but when they're a little bit older,
Yeah,
it's
it's
even
fun.
more
We played
fun.
games. And Jack got a euchre card game, and we played euchre on Christmas.
Oh yeah,
that
I forgot
was
about
fun.
that.
I like to play euchre. I didn't learn till I came up here, and it was fun. We had a good time, and it was like, okay, who's going to be who? And Jack said, I'll play with Gran. I was like, oh boy, am I featured player. So then I had to be really good, and I was pretty good. I think we did win.
You won a game, we won a game. It was a good night.
Yeah. We had a good time.
So we had a nice Christmas. Then you had a birthday.
Yep.
You were what, 49 again?
Yeah.
Only one of us
Plus
on this
a few
is
decades.
49.
Plus a few decades. But yeah, I worked that day, and so Jennifer came into the store and she brought some treats for people to celebrate my birthday, and it was a quiet day. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and then we went out to dinner after that. We had a good time. That was nice. And then, oh Lord, the sun's coming out. Wow, is it reflecting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold that in your lap.
I'll hold it in my lap. Okay.
All these are now. Oh my gosh. Here.
Yeah. Okay.
There.
The sun has not been out for a couple of days, so it's a real surprise. It's not super bright, but it's enough to make everything reflect. Yeah. Sorry, we digress. But anyway, yes, I had a nice birthday, and I'm another year older. What can I say? It's only a number. I'm not bothered by it. It doesn't. Some people, like, oh, I'm going to turn 40, or I'm 35 or 30, and like I'm heading toward a huge one next year, and I still plan to be here, and I still plan to look for the next one. So yeah, we'll be fine.
I have a big one this year too.
Yes, we both do.
We both do.
Yes. Yes, as does my brother-in-law. Yeah.
Ah.
So Uncle Mike.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's quite the year.
Yeah.
Quite the year.
Then we had New Year's. Our family went over to a friend's house. I stayed until 12:04, and then I put my jacket on, and I was like, let's go. Chop, chop. Time to go to bed. We were home. I was in bed by 12:30.
Somebody's getting old. Ours was very quiet. I think my husband slept through New Year's, and I think I may have been up here. I don't even know that we knew, never mind. But no, it was very quiet. Very, very quiet. Yeah.
And then last week we filmed our finish parade. Yes. So if you haven't seen that, take a look. We'll put a link below. And it's also the last video on our channel. And so we had a lot of fun doing that. There was a lot of stuff to haul out and
I was going to say, and be glad you can only see the National Parks quilt.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the room looks like a tornado went through here. Yeah. Because to haul all that stuff out was like, and it all hasn't gone away yet. Yeah. We're working on it. But
I think you wanted to share that related to your birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have a wonderful lady who comes in the store. Her name is Noemi. And she coincidentally works in the same company as Jennifer, but they didn't know each other. But they met on my birthday. Yeah. And she brought me this absolutely stunning birthday card. Yeah. Is that not gorgeous? She made it. See, it's all dimensional and everything. I am so excited. I think I'm going to frame it. I just love it. It's just so kind of her and so thoughtful. And
so
she said,
cute.
she said, I came in today to do that, to bring it to you.
Yeah.
And inside, even the letters are the cut out happy birthday letters. I can't show you the whole thing, but thank you, Noemi. I absolutely love it. I show it to everybody. I took it to my bee. I took it to Stitch Group. I showed everybody because I just think it's fantastic.
And I think she said that she did this die cut on her Cricut or something like that. I think she did. But yeah, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
it's like
because she stitched the whole.
Yes.
The cup is all stitched.
It's stitched.
It's all stitched. That's all stitched. Mm-hmm. So.
And real
thread
wrapped around. Yeah, it's adorable.
Yes, thank you, Noemi. I am going to frame it for sure.
No, I mean my birthday is in August.
Oh,
All right, shall we jump into our question from
sure.
last time? So last time we asked, how much do you spend on cross stitch in a year? And we didn't want to know the actual amount. One person did tell us the actual amount.
Oh, really?
Yes, in Canadian dollars. So
okay.
for those of us in the US, UK, Australia, like it's like funny money because it's a different currency, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else told us in the comments, as always, were pretty funny. If you need a good laugh, go back and read the number of people who said, don't tell my spouse, or my spouse buys half the stuff, you know.
Or the other one where my husband said, just put down 5.
A couple people said their spouse was watching with them and told them what number they should put and how many dollar signs. So it was very fun. So we'll go from lowest to highest.
Oh, yes, here we go.
So at $1 sign, we had 15 people who put themselves in that range. And a lot of those people said they're either trying to stitch from stash, they already have a huge stash, or they do thrifting. So they try not to spend a lot because they get stuff at thrift stores. We don't have a great crafty
we've never
thrift
found
store here.
We've found 1 or 2 things at the Goodwill, but we don't.
You kind of need a craft.
But some
thrift
people
store
go to Goodwill and find neat things,
stuff.
but we've never been that lucky. Never been that lucky.
All right, and then the next was $2 signs. We had 22 people with $2 signs. Common comments in there were, ramping down from buying a lot to buying less. And I might buy a lot, but it's 2 compared to everybody else I see on Flosstube. So there were several comments about, I think I buy a fair amount, but based on what I see, I'm only at 2. The next one was our second biggest category, $3 signs. 31 people came in, kind of right in the middle. Then we had 18 people at $4 signs. And then the winner, $5 signs. Some of you had 1 plus, some of you had multiple pluses after the $5 sign, 39 people. So here were some of our common threads this time. Several people commented that they believe shopping and stitching are 2 different hobbies.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes. Oh, I just got ink on myself.
Oh, cute.
Somebody said they wouldn't be buying so much if the designers didn't keep coming out with so much cute stuff,
That's
new
true.
stuff.
Try working in a store and
it's really
ordering.
not their fault. It's the designer's fault. I just want to say there's a lot of people with big plans for 2024. No buy plans, stitch from stash, no new patterns. Good luck. We wish you all the best.
And we'll be checking back with you at the end of the year to see how many of you actually followed through on it.
And then somebody else said they really don't have guilt because it's cheaper than therapy. Like it was what brings them comfort. It's what they enjoy. They don't do a lot of other things, and they were not bashful about how much they spend.
Good on you. I agree.
Yes. Yep. And the funniest one of the funniest ones, said she's an official member of the HUP club, HUP. That was Heather. Several of you may be part of the HUP club. It's the Husband Unaware program.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So thank you, Heather. That was a great laugh. So that's our story on how much you spend on supplies each year. So now I'm just going to pause real quick and clean up the table.
Okay, we're back. That was messy. It was some ink that smudged when we printed out the agenda, and then it got on everything, including her. So, yeah, poor baby has a dirty finger now.
I know. It is washed and soap and dried, so it won't get on my stitching when I show it.
Yeah.
Okay, so questions from this last episode and a few from our finish parade. Teresa would like to know the name of the hats that you made. If you didn't see them, these are the hats. This is mine in a lovely green, and my daughter's is purple.
Oh, yeah. This is the book, 60 Quick Knits, and it's put out by Cascade, I believe. And I know I got it in a yarn store. And then the pattern is slip stitched hats. So it's that color. So it was so quick. That's why I have yarn on order to make.
It doesn't look quick.
It is. Trust me.
I believe you.
It's very quick.
I'm glad it was, because
Yeah.
I like my hat. I wear it all the time when I walk the dog.
Good. And I made it in green because she likes green.
I do. Yeah.
I thought about blue, but then I thought I'd make it for me in blue.
I would wear it in any color. All right. Next question. Chris, well, not a question, but Chris shared with me, she's the one that enabled you on the snowman quilt, which is still sitting there waiting to be cut out. And she said,
That was a nasty dig.
she had enabled you, she was going to enable me too. And she sent me a link to a site that has amigurumi crochet, like the little animals.
Oh.
And they have a free reindeer.
Oh.
And a lot of other free patterns.
Oh.
So I'm going to be downloading.
Did you see that crochet reindeer I sent that tagged you on? He's really cute with Christmas lights and everything.
No. Maybe
We'll
I
find
saw it. Yeah.
We'll find it. It's really, really cute.
So thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Okay, Mary Ellen wanted to know the pattern for the card holders that I made. That was a free pattern from Spencer Ogg, OGG Sewing Patterns. They make great bags. And Vicky, who comes to retreat with us in Shipshewana, makes put me onto it last year, and then this came across the feed, and it was so easy. And with cork, it was just, it's a 5-minute project, and then I had this brilliant idea to put an initial on it, and it worked even better.
Yeah.
So they've made a lot of great gifts this year.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a gift of the year, and this was one of them. Yeah.
Deborah wanted to know, where do you get your jewelry? And she also wanted to know, are you cheering for the same old people in the Australian Open or anybody new this time?
I'm still watching the stuff at Adelaide and Brisbane and everything. I'm not quite there for the Open yet. I think Rafa's got a long way to come back. He's been off a year, and it sounds like he's not super healthy. I hope he does well. And no, there's a lot of new people. So I'm looking forward to the new Norwegian guy, and I can't think of his name. And there's a couple others that, and of course, Carlos Alcaraz, and there's several that I'm enjoying and looking forward to. And the girls, Pagula is doing really well, and I'm hoping Coco Goff does well, and I'm not sure who else is now. Oh, and then Naomi, came back after she had her baby. Osaka, yes. Came back after she had her baby, so I hope she does well. Yes, she's in a better place mentally, and she's strong, and so she's back, so that'll be good. As far as my jewelry, I've gotten quite a bit of it from Christopher and Banks. It's an online store. It used to be in stores, but not anymore. And what I do is when they have them on sale, I buy them, and they're really cheap. And then also my family has given me a lot, and I'm very fortunate.
These earrings are from your daughter.
Yes, that's why I wore them. And you see them, they're 3 shades of blue. You might guess that blue is probably my favorite color. And then also I was very fortunate. My father-in-law loved to give my mother-in-law jewelry, and that has come down through the family. So I have been the recipient of quite a bit of jewelry. I got jewelry when both my kids were born, and I've gotten jewelry through the years.
For Christmas.
I got earrings for Christmas, but I'm wearing hers. I'm on very good terms with our neighborhood jeweler. Very good terms. They like me a lot. And they like Jennifer, and they like Jenna.
Yes.
Because we've all supported them. I actually have on my socks today, too.
Oh, nice.
They're so comfortable. I can't pick my feet up high enough to show you. But he has the coolest socks. They don't match. They're the same colors, but they're not, it's like the kinds I make. They're not the stripes are not all the same. And they're very comfortable.
Good.
I like them.
Glad you like them.
Yeah. So.
Okay, and then Marlene would like to see some more pictures of Cindy. How about that's an order for your Instagram?
Okay, yeah, I can put them on Instagram.
Yeah.
She was out today. It was snowing slightly here. Not, it's kind of flurries type stuff. Jennifer let her out back, and we looked out. The next thing you know, she's rolling in the snou.
Yeah.
Just rolling around. She loves it. She likes to roll in the floor in the living room. The other thing I got for Christmas. Can I talk about that with her? They gave me a Roomba.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hysterical because, a thing goes around the house by itself. And the first night we turned it on, Christmas night, 4 hours at 2:30, I finally turned it off and said, I'm going to bed. I hope you've found the whole house by now. Yeah. But she was kind of sleeping and didn't hear it coming. She sleeps very soundly, and it gently bumped into her. And then she was like this, and then it goes back even gentler and kind of taps, and then again to make sure that it, And so now when it starts, I mean, the first thing is she hears that noise and she's like, where is it? And she's looking around, and she spends a lot of time traveling through the house when the Roomba is going.
For the Roomba.
Yeah,
or trying to stay away from the Roomba.
Stay away from
That's
it. But
funny.
yeah, so I'll try and get some pictures of her. I had one the other day. I think I took a video of her watching it because it was coming toward her, and she was just watching and watching, and I was like, well, get up, you know. But yeah. But anyway, she's a sweet girl. We're having a lot of fun with her, and
Great.
She hates the Roomba.
But you like it because it picks up the dog hair.
Yeah, that really helps.
And then DP asked if we use the loop method. And the loop method is when you take one long piece of thread, bring it together so you have a loop at the bottom, and then when you put your needle through the back, you catch that loop to make kind of not a knot, but it just catches it to secure
holds your thread. Yeah, it secures your thread.
I use that all the time when I'm stitching with DMC.
Me too.
2 strands, but I don't use it with the fancy floss because if you fold them in half, then you're getting different parts of the variegation together.
Yeah.
So I keep them, I pull them off the skein carefully and keep them in the same order so that the variegation stays together.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I brought a previous finish today. I talked about last year the Lizzie Kate series Sal, which has now started, and I am hosting this with Allison at Mrs. Arizona Family Zoo. And I'll put the hashtag below. Will you make me a reminder for that? But I thought it would be fun to show you my big Lizzie Kate finish, which you have seen if you've been watching us for a long time. I had it framed
a couple of 3 years ago.
I finished it in 2019. I think I had this during our first year. So this is the Lizzie Kate Snowbells, and it is 6 individual charts you stitch together, and then this part up here, this tree in the middle, and this part down here you add to it to make it all one cohesive piece. So I had this framed at our local Michael's. It's a no glass frame with a mat and a custom frame, and I absolutely love it. I took down my Christmas stitching the other day, and this goes up in its place for all of winter until we get to the spring stuff. So there is Snowbells by Lizzie Kate.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I stitched on, which fabric. I stitched, I think, with all of the called for threads. I might have had 1 or 2 substitutions, but I really enjoyed stitching it. And I think the great thing about a Lizzie Kate series is the individual pieces really don't take that long.
No.
Most of them are pretty quick. Now, a few of these are a little bit more dense, but you can get through it easily in, 5-6 stitching sessions if you have a little while to stitch, or potentially even faster depending on the one.
Yep.
And so I really enjoy it because you can stitch a piece and then go do other stitching and then come back to it and make good progress. So
and you don't necessarily have to stitch them all as one piece. You can do them. You could do them as individuals. You could make a swag to go across your fireplace if you wanted to, or you could do a grouping of 5 or 6 of them to put up on your wall. There's, she finished it. Yeah, she finished it as a one piece, but that's they're shown individually, so you can do them either way. Yeah.
So that's my previous finish. I haven't done any FFOs this year. I've hardly spent any time downstairs in my sewing room, but I've been stitching a lot. So yeah. You, any FFOs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then let's go into whips.
Okay.
And new starts.
Okay. The Lizzie Kate series Sal. I started mine, and this is the topper. And this is Halloween Rules. And here's the picture of it so you can see the topper. It's what I'm working on right now. And
Do you remember what you're stitching this on?
Yep. I think so. It might be in here.
All right. So you're going to stitch the whole series.
Yes.
Which in the end will be a long piece. Kind of, you could do it as bell pull, or you could do it as a framed piece.
It's going to be a bell pull probably. Okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
it's a good start.
I don't remember what I'm stitching on. I have it. It's somewhere because I know the fabric
purple in there. Did you know there's purple in it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. Concord is the color. Concord
is the purple.
Yes.
So
it's a week's color.
This is a linen.
Yeah.
It looks like maybe a 32 count.
Yeah, it is 28 or 32.
Yeah.
But I can't.
And you're using called for threads?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So that was a new start since last time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My first whip, I almost didn't bring because I just stitched on it one day and I stitched white, but then I was like, bring it anyway. Holiday Wishes, a Jan Len kit. I am working on the Santa. He's the fourth and last piece for me to finish. And I don't even know what white part I stitched. There's a whole lot in here, over here, over here. I might have stitched a little bit, I don't know. But I just stitched on this one night, so it got a little bit of progress. I got to keep that one in my rotation to keep it moving. I was thinking about making it a lunchtime stitch, but I've had other things I wanted to work on, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So it hasn't yet moved into the lunchtime stitching spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've been working on the Park Ranger one, which I meant to bring over. It's right there on the floor to the left. I think it's one of those. I'm making progress on it. It's taking time. Just grab them both and I'll look. You can talk while I find it.
Okay, well, while you find, I'll show my start for the Lizzie Kate series now. And I am stitching the Green Flippets series. This is a series of 6 pieces, and that is what they will look like in the end. I bought this one off of Stash Unload, but I believe it is still available on 123 Stitch. And I was feeling very lazy the morning I started this, so I didn't cut my fabric. So I have a sheet of fabric. Let me pull the colors. I am using, I'm pretty sure all the called for colors. And so it's browns, greens, blues, and reds with a pop of yellow in there. It's going to be a nice set of colors. It's a mix of DMC Weeks, Classic Colorworks, and Sampler Threads. And if you guys have been following along for a little while, my Halloween piece, is my first piece on Lakeside Linen. And I pulled this out and it was in a little baggie. I got it at Craft Gallery. And it says LL 32 count Meadow Rue. And I thought, I wonder if LL is Lakeside Linen. And I started stitching. I'm like, it's got to be. So I looked it up, and it is. I tell you, this is my new favorite fabric, the Lakeside Linen. There's something about it. It's just soft. It
feels nice.
Stitches nicely. It takes the needle. So this is one morning of stitching on Green Flippets. Plant a tree. So I'm starting all the way over on the left side, and I'll go across. Allison is also stitching the same one. She started in the middle. So you'll see in hers that it's a different spot. So it'll be fun to see how they grow together. So, and I think her mom is stitching it as well.
Oh, wow.
So there is my start on our Lizzie Kate series, Sal. And it's a lot of fun. I had hoped to get back to this one the day I started it, but I think that's the day we filmed our finish parade.
And, we didn't do anything that day.
And I didn't do anything else that day. It was a lot. So I stitched in the morning, but I didn't get back to it. So hopefully we'll be getting back to that soon and able to finish that one up.
And the National Park Santa wasn't in either of those bags, so you'll get to see him at some point. He's around. He's here.
Okay, that's a finish, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll show my other. I have a couple other whips. So the other one you haven't seen is my Heinzit reindeer. I won't let her peek. She'll see it at the same time you guys do. So this was my Christmas Day start, and I'm doing the whole series to stitch all 8 reindeer. And so I started again on the left hand side of the chart. This is Dasher, and I'm stitching it on
Opalescent.
I think it's 36 count opalescent. It's so fun, you guys. And it went so fast. Well, you did see it because we were stitching together on Christmas Day a little bit in the evening.
Yeah.
So here's where I am. And of course I had to put my reindeer needle minder. You gave me that one.
Yep.
but I am almost done. I have a little bit on his body to do to finish up his sash. And then there's another color that goes in the antlers, the sled down here, and the name Dasher. And this is, I didn't know how I would like stitching on the opalescent, but I really, really like it. It's fun. It's nice, and it's so pretty. And when I put it under my magnifying light, it just glistens. Yeah, so I really like it. So so yeah, that one also, I'm like, I want to finish this.
I'm so glad you're starting this series. This is a series.
It is a series, and I've had it a long time. So this was I should count. I have it in my other book. But Michelle from Penny's Daughter Shares is doing the Celebrate 50 start along. And I told her I wouldn't do 50, but I would start a bunch of my kitted up, or if not fully kitted, things I had bought that, you know, I just need some fabric or floss to do. And so this was one of them. I think this was like start number 9 on the Celebrate 50. And then the next one, we'll talk about Whip Go, or I'll talk about Whip Go in a little bit, but I decided to do Whip Go again. And so I put my board together, and lo and behold, the first number called for me was start something that's kitted up. Another one for the Celebrate 50. So I started Begin Row by Bent Creek. And
I love that one.
This one I got at Market last year. And I'm going to try and find, I'm stitching this on Lappin Loops. It's my first time using them. 32 count, and the color is Medusa's Gaze. And I got a nice start on this.
Wow.
This was only 1 day of stitching, I think. And this one I did cut my fabric. And, well, they cut it for me at the shop, but it's a long piece. So here's where we are on Begin Row. And so these will be the alphabet letters, and then below it, it says a journey of 1,000 miles. So that's the A and the J. So you can see how long I've come on that. This is a nice stitch too. This is a mix of Weeks, Sampler, DMC.
Did you get the buttons for it?
The buttons are in it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I have to be careful not to let them fall out. This, I won't pull out the colors because I don't have them on a floss ring, but lots of greens and like a little red.
This is another neat one because as you do each tree, it's finished.
Yeah.
And it's kind of neat because then you can really see the progress. It's not like you're doing one color here and there and you just have spots, you know. It's like I've got 3 trees done. Yeah, so, I like that.
Yeah, so it's a fun start. So I had fun with 3 starts in a row. And my daughter's home, and she's always telling me to finish up what I've already started. So I didn't tell her that I started all these new things.
She's going back to school next week. So.
Yeah.
You can hide them.
Yes. All right, so that's all my starts and whips. How about finishes?
Yeah, I have a finish, which I didn't think I would finish this quickly. This is the Forever in Peace by Sweet Ring Studio. And when I looked at it, I thought, boy, that's going to be a lot of work. And
you stitched this on 28 count Jobelin lamb's wool.
Aren't I good? I wrote that one down.
You wrote it down.
And here it is. It's all done. It's all done. I am really pleased with it.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I pulled my own colors out of my stash rather than getting new. But I'm really pleased with it. I'm really got to think seriously about how to frame it. I'm thinking maybe it could be an entry in the State Fair next year.
Yeah.
But I'm really pleased. And this is another one where I kind of like the, you know, when I did a row, I was finished. When I did another row, I was finished and it was complete. And then I did this part and then I went down here and these guys went so fast. That's fast. And I finished this up. I finished the last row and the words at Stitch Group this week. And it's done.
Yay!
It's done.
And now you have your Q-snap ready for something else.
Yes. I'm going to start that Shalom one for the store.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right, now we have a bit of a story. My first finish is the Zara Design Studio Mini Stars Temperature Chart. And I've been stitching this all through 2023, and things were going well. And I got to the end and there were 3 spaces left. So I knew like a week before the end of the year that it looked like there were too many spaces. But what did I do? I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll just do January 1st. Well, then when I got to the end, there were 3 spaces. I was like, I can't live with that. I have to figure out where I went wrong. At that point, I wasn't even sure I was going to take it out, but I had to figure it out just so I would know. Well, lo and behold, I figured out it was November 19th is the day I missed. And then I missed December 5th. And I was like, yeah, and then a 3rd day. I never figured out which the 3rd day was. It was after December 5th. At that point, I was taking it apart anyway. So I decided I was going to pull it out back to November 19th, which I did. And then I spent the next week putting it all back together. So this is a finish. And the best part, I kept counting and counting and counting as I got closer. I'm like, I think it's going to be right. I think it's going to work. And I was so happy when I got about 8 days away from the end. I was sure that I had it correct. So
wow,
this is the high temperature for each day in Indianapolis from Weather Underground. And I stitched it for the most part each Wednesday night. We started the year, my daughter was still at home, and we watched Chicago Fire, her favorite show, together on Wednesday nights. So I would stitch my 7 nights from the last week. And then even after she left, I decided to keep that tradition. I got behind a couple of times, like when we went on vacation and the week we took her to school, but I was able to catch up without too much extra stitching. And I really enjoyed the process. It was really fun. I would say it made me much more aware of the temperatures and like how many days in a row the temperatures are the same, or those wild and crazy swings where one day you're in the 70s and the next day you're in the 30s. So it was really fun. Here, can you just hold it up for a minute? Because I took some notes. So our highest high was 92 degrees.
Really?
Without the heat index. That was the day you were at the tennis match with Jack. That was miserable when we were delivering my daughter to school. So I wasn't even in Indianapolis for the hottest day of the year. The lowest high was 23 degrees. And I told them this morning, I'm kind of mad because if I had done this year, I would have gotten to use some higher and lower end temperatures. So in the end, there were, I already took away a couple of the reds, but I didn't use any of the reds or these 2 oranges. Those were the high end. And then I didn't use any of these like icy blues that were the low end. Okay. So in the end, I used, everything from 23 to 92. So my advice, if people are thinking about doing a temperature chart, think about the temperatures in your area. You might want to adjust the chart, because I think in hindsight, I probably would have adjusted the chart to make sure I got a little bit of red in the summer. Yeah. So I might have made here, the darkest color was 106 degrees. I might have brought it down to 100. Now I still wouldn't have hit it last year, but then I might have hit some of the other reds. So my plan is to finish this like in a box frame or frame it myself most likely. And then on the back of it, I'm going to put my key. And this was fun to stitch the other day.
Oh, you did it. Okay.
So there's the key of the temperatures and the color that I stitched for each temperature.
I didn't realize that was there.
Yeah. So my plan is to put that on the back of the piece. Yeah. So hooray, it's done. I'm not doing another one this year. This is on 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana. I've called this probably 7 different things over the course of the year. I found my little piece of paper. It's 32 count Silvery Moon. And now I'm looking forward to putting all those colors back where they go in my DMC stash. It was fun to stitch. I will probably do some other temperature chart type chart in the future, but not this year.
I saw a Quaker one that I liked. And then I've seen a tree
Yes.
One, and I've seen Mel did one with the cat's paws.
Yeah, and there's one that's like swirling around
Yes.
the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some neat ones. And there's also temperature blankets, people who knit or crochet.
Yes.
Temperature scarf I saw.
Wow.
Temperature quilts. So yeah, I was talking to my daughter about it, and I saw somewhere a temperature quilt where they did the house, and it was like the high and the low and the average, the house, the door, and the roof.
Oh, okay.
High, low, average. And then whatever the weather was the background. So if it was sunny, it had a blue background. If it was cloudy, it had a gray background. If it was snowy, it had a white background. So yeah,
wow.
Kind of very extensive. That's a lot of things to track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So, and then last night, I decided to pull this out and I finished the stitching on it. I don't have the buttons yet. I need to order those. This is Spooky Fence by Raise the Roof Designs. And I'm stitching this on, I think it's 32 count. Yep, 32 count Stormy Night Lugana. And I finished it, and this one was so fun, you guys. I enjoyed it so much. And so this guy will get a hat. Let's see, there will be a hat, a cat, a moon, a cauldron, a bat. Yeah, so that there's a little set of buttons. My friend Beth sent me ribbons. She does some needlepoint as well, and so she had a bunch of ribbons in her stash, so she sent me one. And the pattern hasn't finished with that last one kind of hanging out.
Oh yeah, that's really cute.
Like his mummy wrapping is going to come undone.
Yeah, that's really cute.
So yeah, all I had to do last night was that mummy wrapping and the back stitching. So I got that finished up. So now I just need to order the buttons and get those attached. But very happy to have that one done as well. And that was the rest of my stitching.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about FFO challenge?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those of you who were with us last year know we had the FFO challenge 2023. We put it on Instagram and it just did better than our wildest dreams. There were so many people that participated and followed and cheered it on, and we're gonna keep on going into 2024. So if you're joining us for the FFO challenge, either to finish yourself or to cheer along others or be enabled by what you see, join us on Instagram, FFO Challenge 2024, and we're looking forward to see what we do next year.
And how many finishes were there last year? 1,000?
There were over 1,000 posts to the hashtag.
Wow.
And some people posted multiple finishes. Some people posted things that were like, here's a floss tube where I'm going to talk about my finishes. So it wasn't a one-to-one, but I bet if we counted, we would be in the several hundreds of finishes. Wow. I know that a couple of people have reached out and told me how many they finished. Yeah, but it was a great challenge.
It was impressive.
We had a lot of fun, and Michelle and I were talking a few weeks ago, and we really hope that the FFO challenge becomes something kind of like Whip Go, Stitch Mania, 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve, that it just continues each year, and people who want to participate jump in, use the hashtag, have fun, cheer each other on.
I think a lot of people were incented to finish.
Yeah.
Because they were like, well, she did that and it wasn't that hard, you know. I can put something around a circle, or I can, you know, and I can make a pillow. I mean, I made a few things. I don't know that I posted everything I finished, but I had quite a few finishes.
Showed it
yeah, I did in our finished braid. Yeah.
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 And I think the other thing, I mean, we all had to give ourselves a little grace. We're learning, and not every finish looks like a state fair winner.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But I take away a lot of learning from it and just really enjoyed it. So
yeah, it was neat. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. This might be a good place for me to talk about Whip Go. We didn't put that on the official agenda, but I think when I saw you last, I said, I don't think I'm going to do Whip Go next year. Guess what? Doing Whip Go this year. So if you've not heard of Whip Go, It is from Jessie Marie Does Stuff, and if you'll put her name on the Flosstubers, I'll link her. Yeah. And she has you put 25 whips in a board, and then she picks a number, 2 numbers each month, and you work on those whips. So last year I used it to do 25 FFOs, and instead of specific items, I did categories, which worked really well for me. So it was like, do a pillow finish, finish an embroidery piece, and that worked far better for me than previous challenges where I'd done in quilting, where it was like, this month work on this project, which then if you don't feel like it, you just don't do it. So this year I followed along the same, but I decided to kind of broaden things out a little bit and add in more than just FFOs. So there are now a broader range of things on my list. So I'll share some of the things that I put on. Crochet. So several of my sticks, I think I wound up with 3 squares that are crochet, just crochet. Yeah. Whatever I want to work on. Yep.
That cute little reindeer pattern I sent you. Yeah.
Yes. FFOs are still on there. Stitch and ornament. So this year I am going to rejoin caroling 55s,
ornament a month.
12 and 24 Christmas ornaments stitching challenge, and I'm going to try, I might not get 12, and I'm okay if I don't get 12, but I'd like to make several for gifts for next year. I have a new start. You're going to like this one. Number 18 is Mom's Choice. So when 18 is called, I'm going to call her and say, what should I do this month? And she's going to get to tell me. Oh, she's going to like that. Yeah. I gave my daughter a spot too, so she's going to get a choice. Make or finish a gift.
I like that one.
Make a quilt back. 5 days on the oldest whip. So I put a lot of things in. Want to work on an Etsy purchase, because I tend to kind of forget those purchases unless I print them out. Away.
Yeah, me too.
So for January, number 9 and 22 were selected. Number 9 was start a kitted up stitching project, and that was my begin row. I had it all ready to go in this bag. I was like, boom, starting it. And then 22 is make a quilt back and binding. So I was actually this morning looking at fabric to pull fabric to make 2 quilt backs. Ooh, we'll see if I get that far. But so the other thing I would mention is that I got my Whip Go printout sheets from the Nap Time Stitcher. That's Katie. She's on Etsy and also Instagram. And I bought these last year. They were only a couple of dollars, and there's like 10 designs in them. You can print them out black and white. You can print them out in color. This one has the cute little bobbins across it. So I just like having something kind of fun to do. So I'm in again.
We didn't talk about it, but I think maybe I'll do it again, because I didn't finish as many as she did, but I did get a lot done. You did a lot. I got a lot done. What are there? There were, it's 25, and I think I got 18 or 17, 18 done.
19 sticks
I got quite a few.
You.
So some of those can go back on again. Some of them I can just think about. And and then of course there's always new stuff.
There's always new stuff.
Always new stuff.
But then you could put on your Whip Go, like start something new.
Yeah.
Start something I just brought home from the shop.
Which day?
Speaking of things you just brought home from the shop.
Oh.
Should we talk about haul?
Yeah, let's talk about haul.
Let's start with Happy Mail. First.
Yeah, that would be first.
Some gifts. Well, we'll put in there like gifts that we received, and then we'll go into haul.
Okay.
So, first of all, our friend in our Quilt Bee, Lorelei, gave us this cute little dish and a beeswax candle. And I think it's meant to sit like that.
Yes.
Really cute little candle.
The bee is 3 bees.
Ah, yes.
Block Builder's bee.
Yeah.
But it's 3 bees, so a lot of bee stuff has come out of that.
I didn't make that connection. Yeah. So thank you, Lorelei. That's really cute. And
I got one of those too.
Doing that.
And it's here.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for Christmas,
under the tree.
I got Paris Eiffel Tower scissors. They're on my Eiffel Tower, my Ooh La La scissor fob.
There.
And they're huge.
They are big.
But I like them. They're really cool. My husband got them for me. I looked them up on Etsy and I put them on my list, and lo and behold, he got something off the list.
And he contacted me quite a while before Christmas to ask if I'd gotten anything on her list, which was really unusual because normally it's like the 23rd.
Yeah, and last year we had a little list.
Oh, Lord.
Duplication snafu. So those are my new Eiffel Tower scissors that go with my Ooh La La scissor fob, and that's the scissor, or the fob part.
They're
I know, they're
holographic almost.
Yeah.
They're
There,
multicolored.
that's a good, yeah.
Let me see all the colors.
So those were my Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
Do you want to share Christmas gifts? And then
what was your other Christmas gift?
Oh, well, this was my other Christmas gift is from my friend Beth. This is the Linnea design calendar, and I use this every year to track all of my stitching. And I'll show you. You'll see the days and days of temperature stars, but each month I just use it to put a little S, Q, or C at the bottom that tells me did I stitch, quilt, or crochet, and then I write in what I was working on that day. And then I record any finishes I have in a month, and that's how I keep track of my finishes.
Okay, and your other
well, I'll
Christmas
share that.
No.
It's not a Christmas present. It's just
Joy
a
is.
present. Oh! Sorry. My wonderful mother.
I'll kill her later. It's okay.
Yep. So she stitched this for us. Our last name starts with an N, and so she did the N in green, and the N is right in the middle, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, it worked out well.
So
because I did another one, and then the letter was right up here. You could hardly see it under the green.
Yeah. So this is done in the Joy frame from Hobby Lobby. She shared one of the other ones she did during our finish parade, but I thought I would bring. And
the pattern is the alphabet by JBW Designs.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judy. It's adorable. I've done it. I can't tell you how many times.
And you stitched this over one.
Mm-hmm.
This teeny tiny stitching.
I saw somebody else do it, and so I went to Hobby Lobby last year, and I bought like at least 3 of them.
You bought out the Joy frames?
Yeah, I bought quite a few. Yeah. I think I still have some left.
Yeah.
But they're a nice present, and they don't take long to do. And then there was another present you got.
My hat?
No. I believe there was a box on the floor. Yeah. That one.
This?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I put stuff over here and I forgot. Okay, let me bring it over. Too much on the table once again. So Mom also gave me the Sip and Snip 2. This is one of the greatest things to take to a retreat. You attach it to the table. You can fit your drink in here and then throw all your orts, trash, anything like that in there. So she had given me one of these, a different brand, but the same idea a long time ago, and it broke finally.
Yeah.
I used it.
It kind of angled down, so when you put your drink in it, it kind of went south.
Yeah. So, and then it lost a part. And
it was a mess.
It was well used and well loved, and time for another one. So thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, and I will be using it at our retreats. Yeah. I forgot I have this stuff over here too. Okay.
Yes. Okay. For Christmas, all right. We're doing Christmas. All right.
Christmas and birthday for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
My son, I did a list, and he did very well. And this is from Shabby Fabrics, and it's a kit. It has everything in it. And at B the other day, they took the pattern out, and it's really quite small. Oh. It's probably maybe like 18 or 24 size? Inches. Yeah, well, 18 or 20. Bigger than that, but I thought it was like for this table, but I think it's smaller than that. Nice. And all the pieces are pre-cut and fused and everything. So yeah, it should be.
That'll be a quick finish.
Yeah, and then he also sent me the batting for it. So he was nice. They list a whole bunch of things you can get with it, and he said, "Did I get you enough?" I said, "Yes, you did." Yeah. So that was for Christmas, and I'm really excited, looking forward to working on that.
And then this panel.
And then they gave me the panel, and you can't imagine why I know, but they gave me that panel.
Yeah.
And I think that there was something else they gave me. Oh, we'll insert a picture. As I said when I put it on Instagram, I may not have snow, but I have a snowman. And they gave me the pieces to put a snowman on my garage door. Unfortunately, it was raining on Christmas Day, but the next day it was not. And just before the Evansville crew got up here, the kids were out there, and we got it on the door, and it was great. It's so cute. Yeah. Jennifer said every time she comes around the corner, it kind of like, because it's noticeable. Let me put it that way. It's certainly noticeable. And we, he's adorable. He's really cute. And then for my birthday, I also got a tape dispenser. Now, I know this sounds silly, but the tape that you use when you're doing machine embroidery to tape your pieces down while you're there embroidering is 1 inch wide. And most of the tape dispensers are 3/4 of an inch wide. I can't tell you how many I've returned to Amazon. So this was on my list, and it's 1 inch. It's perfect. So I love it. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
And then I also got, guess what? Another snowman. Is he not cute? Is he not cute? Yeah, so I got him. And then my friend Pam also gave me this snowman. So yeah,
Cute.
he's cute. And yeah, and I'm trying to think. Well, the Roomba, I didn't bring him upstairs.
No.
Her name is Gertrude. When Jennifer was little, lots of times I'd call her Gertrude, and Jenna was setting her up and said, we need to name it. What do you want to call it? And this one said, well, what's wrong with Gertrude? So her name is Gertrude.
Her name is Gertrude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my housekeeper came the other day, and I said, oh, we have a new member of our family you have to meet. And she said, oh, looking around, scared to death, we got another dog. And I said, just a minute. And I whipped out my phone because, of course, it has an app on the phone that makes it work. And I started, and she said, what's that noise? I said, Gertrude's coming, just a minute. And she was like, you took my job away. I said, no, she doesn't do toilets or sinks or counters. So no, your job is still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a real surprise that she was so. Gertrude rolls around the house, and we have fun with Gertrude.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. And oh, you gave me the calendar, which is up on the wall.
Yep.
I have a really nice calendar. And I got
And
another
you gave
snowman.
me a calendar too.
Yes,
It was the year of exchanging calendars.
And I got a nice big snowman for my nieces and brother-in-law and the kids and everything. And my chocolate-covered cherries.
And I got the gift of the year is the automatic cat feeder. The cat's learning, but she's still waking me up at 6 a.m. The other day, she was like standing on me, and she heard it go off, and she went and looked over where it is. I was like, go! Get off of me! Yes, so still a work in progress. Yeah.
So.
Well, and then I'll do my last happy mail before we go into haul, like gifts. I got the most amazing gift from Michelle at Penny's Daughter Shares. She sent me her last FFO for the year. So this is a piece that she had started stitching as part of her Celebrate 50 Start Along. And I think I made some snarky comment when she started stitching it about, like, doesn't one of your friends love reindeer? Or that would look great in my house. Or you can send that my way when you're done. And lo and behold,
she did.
She did. And so she made it into a pillow finish with a ribbon and a jingle bell.
Cute bell. She
used basic gray grunge fabric on the back. She put her signature penny, the year charm, and then a little pocket in the back to tuck in a note. So the good thing is, because of the note, I can tell you that this is Prancer by Hobby House Press. She stitched it on 40 count all caught by Needle and Flax, and she stitched with one strand over 2 threads, and it's just beautiful.
Wow, it's very pretty.
Yes, and it's not going to be just a Christmas piece. It's going to stay up either upstairs or in my sewing room.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Michelle. This means a lot, and I absolutely love it. It's been a blast to get to know you through this challenge. All right, show them what you bought.
Okay. One of our viewers, thank you, Susan, had sent us a very generous gift certificate from Anabellas. So we ordered, I got a finishing block, and Jennifer got one. We got different sizes.
Yeah, I would just say we looked at the site, and we both were like, well, we don't really need more patterns or floss. So then we started looking at the finishing stuff, and that's when we thought, yeah.
So they're solid wood. They're chunky. They're chunky.
So I got a light green one and a little bit bigger dark green one.
And then I got some navy rickrack from Lady Creates.
That's pretty.
Not dark navy, but it's the navy. And then we both got these frames.
Yeah. They're like a little box frame.
Yeah, like a box frame. We both got these.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Susan.
That was very, very generous. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And we had a lot of fun shopping.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And then my friend Lorelei the other day at B, said to me, I bought this and I'll never finish it. So she gave me her Mill Hill kit. And so that's one more for me to put in my Christmas box with the 1,700 I already have. But I really like it, and I do hope that this will be one of the things I work on this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
You should have Mill Hill Mondays or something like that.
I'm going to try and work.
Or Mill Hill March.
I started on Christmas Day. I think my start was the Mill Hill Merry Christmas, which I don't know where it is. Is it in here?
Did you finish it?
No, I have all the stitching done. I just need a bead.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It's somewhere. Maybe the next time. Maybe it'll be finished. Shock.
Yeah.
Shock. And then, let's see. Oh, and then we were at B the other day, and Pat had a whole stack of books and said, I'm not taking these home. And this one I thought was kind of neat. So I showed it to Jennifer because I took it. And Jennifer said, oh, I just put that one to
go to Goodwill. I have it too. I've never made anything out of it. It's a neat book. There's some pretty quilts. I put it in the maybe go to Goodwill pile.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not sure if I want to get rid of it.
Well, you can get rid of it because now I have it.
Yeah, true. Mine is spiral bound though.
Oh, that's one of the ones I had Eric do for your birthday that year. Yes.
No, it came that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is my dinky little purchase. This is all I bought. I bought these on Amazon. I think it's okay if I hold it here.
Okay.
They're flexible. They call them flexible keychains, I think. And you can use them as floss holders.
Oh, instead of a
metal ring. And
they screw together.
Do not say anything bad about that.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. I didn't even mention my Viagra. Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, I'm going to try these. My friend Beth uses them, and she really likes them for her Hades, where she has a ton of things. Yeah. So I'll give you a few. You can try them too.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I'd see if I like them the same as or better. Yeah. I ran out of metal rings, so I thought I'll try some of these and see how I like them. And they came in a little multi-pack with red and green and blue and silver and black.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Good.
So remind me, I'll give you some.
And then I'm still in the Color and Cotton Club, but I switched it to, it's called All Colors. Remember, I was getting brights, and I had a ton of brights. And so I switched to All Colors. So this year I have Merlot, Abyss, and Coffee Bean. So I think they're really pretty. And
nice dark colors.
Yeah, dark colors. Totally different than very rich. Totally different than the brights I was getting.
That'll be good to fill out.
That's a nice
colors.
That'll work a lot. Yeah. And then I was at work. Don't ever work in a cross-stitch store. And so I got this pattern because I love it. It's a Primrose Cottage, Christmas trees and stitching, please. And I'd like to do a few more smalls because then I can put them in a bucket. And then this has come out, and I really like this series. I think last year they did the Snowman series, but some of them were creepy. And I think I bought the first one, but I didn't like the rest of them. But this is called Fabulous Houses. And this is the first one. And then the second one is a castle.
Sandcastle, right?
No, castle.
Oh, I thought it was a sandcastle.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's a castle. And so, so I have this one, and I may never get to making them, but I just think they're really pretty.
Well, if you don't, I know somebody who might.
Especially since there's reindeer.
I wonder if you could stitch all these together. It would probably be gigantic.
No, they'd be big. I think they're like this big. I mean,
on 40 count, they're 6 by 6. So
okay, well that's
6, 12, 18 would be wide. It would be like 18 wide.
Yeah, I don't know how many houses are going to be in the series.
12. She already said 12 houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a lot. That would be a lot.
It would.
And then I was watching, or in one of my, who did it come from? I think I ordered it from Shabby Fabrics. This is a folded ribbon ornament. And I was watching them do it. And it was really neat.
That's pretty.
Yeah, you use ribbon. And so I need to get to the store before they put away all the bright Christmas ribbons, which I think I've missed. And then you have to use a template with each one. So I ordered 2 packs of templates. And it came with, I don't know, 2 templates, and then I ordered 2 more. So now I have enough for 12. So
that'll be the gift of the year next year.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. And then we went to Ovation the other day. Oh, that's what I have to do. And you know, we told you that the owner has passed away, and they're kind of closing down the store slowly. And he always had some neat little things. Well, this is a salt and pepper, and it's a hot dog and a watermelon, and I just thought it was adorable. So yeah, so I got those.
Yeah.
And I think
that's all your haul?
I think so. Well, yeah, except when we get to quilting.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're at quilting now, so
okay.
go right ahead.
Okay. Well, first we should show you is this. This I started with Kathy a couple years ago. I went down to Unravel Quilts in Spencer, and I found this fabric. It's a Thangles quilt, and we had decided we were going to use one of the patterns we already had, and we would just pick our own fabric. And so when I went there, yeah, this is huge.
Yeah.
Here, go this way. Maybe you can. Then they can see the top, at least at the border.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I found the big floral, and we'll take a full-size picture of this maybe, but it's big. And I found this big floral, and then this was a companion fabric with it. So I went through, and for my blocks, and I can't believe I put two colors together. For my blocks, I went through and I picked out colors from here to use for each block. So you can see there's a bunch of different colors. And
I think you showed these blocks as you
I think I've showed you the blocks before, but I actually got my act together and I got the top finished. So then when we went to Ovation the other day, I wanted to get a wide back so I didn't have to piece it because it turned out to be so much bigger. And so this is what I got.
We don't have to open that all up.
It's bright. So that's my back.
Yeah.
And I think I have enough of the blue left to do the border. So I just
You mean the binding?
The binding,
yeah.
So
nice.
yeah, so that's my back. And I also bought some batik for the back of another quilt, but that's not as neat as this one. And the other top was finished a long time ago, so you'll see it when I get it all quilted and bound.
I just have two quick projects. So the first one, I made a rice bag that's going to go in a care package for someone. So these are the coolest things. Did I ever make
I have one? Yep.
I bought washcloths at JCPenney years ago. I still have a couple of them left. And you fold them in half, you sew up one side and the bottom, and then you pour a bag of rice into it. So you can see it's about like that size bag of rice. There's the size of my hand. And then you sew up the top, and then it kind of moves around. You stick this in the microwave for a minute. It heats up the rice, and it's fantastic for just a heating pad. It's also great to put at the foot of your bed, but the only downside is then it smells like you're cooking rice in your bedroom.
And then you have the dog thinking you're cooking.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So if I use that, I'm gonna have to put it up high when I'm finished, or she'll be all over it. Yeah. So she likes socks. She'll love this.
So I made this rice bag, and that's going as a gift this afternoon. And then as I do over the holidays, I started going through stuff, and I found something I decided I finally wanted to work on that I've had forever. This is Blitzen from Front Porch Quilts, and I got this at the Back Door Quilt Shop many moons ago. And it's a little wool embroidery kit. And so I cut it all out, and I fused it onto the piece of background fabric, and I found thread in my stash.
Oh, is he cute?
And so when I feel like doing some wool embroidery, he is all ready to be blanket stitched.
Cute.
And he's teeny tiny.
He's adorable.
He finishes 3.5 by 7. And the great thing is the background fabric is in here as well.
Oh,
so
really?
once I do the embroidery on it, and I actually have some scraps of black batting that'll go right behind that, and it'll just make a little.
From the way.
Yes, I know.
Because you're left-handed.
Yep. Let's say that's why.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't pay attention that I needed to reverse the design. It's okay. Only my mom will know, and you guys.
And we'll never tell, will we? We won't.
So that's kitted up, ready to work on when I'm feeling like some hand embroidery, or when that gets called on my whipco board. And then, so that's all my, did you have knitting? I didn't have any crochet.
I did a little knitting, but not enough to show.
Yeah. All right. Plans?
plans.
What are your plans?
I'm gonna try and come up with a whip go. I think I enjoyed doing that. Jennifer kept me up to date on the numbers, thank God, because I never knew where to go. And I'm gonna hopefully work on one of them. We'll be working on my quilt that I bought. That's huge, my snowman quilt.
Yeah.
And I have another snowman quilt that I should work on. And I have knitting projects I should work on, and I'm gonna make that hat probably first before I do anything else. and then I have a shop model to stitch, and I have couple more of my own that I'm going to be working on, and I would really like to finish Mike's National Park Santa for next Christmas. It'll be the third year, I think, that I'm trying to give it to him, and it's just beating, but it's yeah, I've been working on it. So that's kind of my plan. And then we just, we have doctor visits and stuff, and work. Yeah. And then I'm going to try and refrain from buying. Today I was good this week. I told you I only brought home floss.
Maybe if you focus on not buying patterns, and instead buying floss or fabric.
And we're going to market.
Yeah.
In March.
In March. Yep.
So that's out the window right there.
Yeah.
Right out there.
So my plans, I'm gonna work on my whip goes, which were my new start. I want to get some more time in that begin row, and I want to make my quilt back. And then I also decided this year I'm going to stitch ornaments for gifts. One of the gift recipients is sitting right next to me, but there's more than one person in my life who likes snowmen, so she won't really know which one is for her until we get to the end of the year. Oh, okay. And it might not even be a snowman, who knows?
Whoa.
So I've been having a lot of fun going through my stash and going through the old just cross-stitch ornament magazines, and I found a good one in this 2011 issue, and it's right down here. See this squirrel? I was trying to say snowman. It's this squirrel in the snow. I don't know if I'll finish it in the tart tin or in just a circular ornament. So that's going to be my first one to stitch, is the squirrel. So I found this fabric will crack you up. I found this scrap in my stash with stitches in it. They weren't mine. A friend gave these scraps to me, and evidently they had started stitching something and changed their mind, so we'll just ignore that. I'll start down in the other corner, and these are the colors. I wanted to start with a pretty easy one for January since it's already like halfway through the month and I'm just starting now. So this has like 6 colors. It's just the little squirrel, the snow, and then I'll need to get buttons because you do red buttons around with the holly. So, so that's going to be my first ornament. Like I said before, I don't know that I'll do 12, but I would like to do, I really enjoyed stitching for other people last year. And so I'd like to do more of that this year. So that's my goal.
I like to gift to people who appreciate it.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
Both of us are that way.
And I think everybody I have on my list who will receive one of these will really enjoy the ornament, either on their own Christmas tree or they'll put it up in a sewing room or kitchen or something like that. So that's my plans. And I want to get back to some of my other whips that I haven't touched in a while. There's a couple hanging out in my bag that you guys haven't seen for a while, so I want to put some more time into those.
Yeah. And one of my other plans, this is really not a joke, is I want to try and at least straighten up this room. My God, you can't see anything. It's just a mess.
Piles everywhere.
Pulling out all this stuff last week was fun. Putting away is not.
I mean, maybe you could get the future stage manager up here and she could direct you.
No. Usually her mother's a really good director.
Yeah, I'm good at helping somebody clean up their room. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So. Is she ever?
All right. Well, I think that's all the stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was digging through some of my stash this morning and found some things that I will never make or use. And so I decided I'm going to do a little impromptu giveaway. 2 quilt things and 1 stitching piece. So the first one is Braid Runner, Quilt As You Go. This is for a table runner and it's by GE Designs. It's a really pretty piece. I just don't think I'll ever make it.
That's my pattern, right?
No.
No?
It's not. You have your own.
Oh, okay.
This was mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I'm second guessing. It had my name on it. I just took it off too.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. All right. So if you want to win my pattern, that might be my mom's pattern, use the word braid in your comment, and we will use the random number generator to pick someone for that. That could be available to anybody around the world. You must be a subscriber and you must be over 18. The next one is a stitched pattern. Sure hope this one isn't hers. This is Morning Dew by Derfina Fodden, I think. And I have no idea where I wound up with this. Every once in a while I buy a grab bag somewhere, so I'm thinking it might have come from a grab bag. But it's really not anything I think I will ever stitch. It's a very pretty piece with florals. It's done all with DMC. And so if you would like this one, use the word morning. And then the third one is a book, Super Simple Jelly Roll Quilts. This one I will limit to the US just because this will be a little bit more to ship if I ship outside of the US. And this, it's a really great book, but just none of the quilts kind of jump out at me. Here's a picture of a couple of the quilts that are in there. So if you have some jelly rolls and one of your New Year's resolutions was to use some of your quilt stash, please use the word jelly for this one. And I will draw when we film our next episode.
And speaking of giveaways, the giveaways from our episode 2 ago or 3 ago, they are ready to go. I held off because it was before Christmas. Then I held off right after Christmas because it was insane. And now I have them ready to mail. We just need to put a couple things in them. And then, and of course, Monday is Martin Luther King Day and the post offices are closed. So they will not go into the post office till Tuesday, but I swear over my dead body, they will go in the post office this week. And I will send the winners an email apologizing greatly.
And let them know they're
and
on the way.
letting you know they're on the way.
Good.
So I do apologize. Time just, I don't know where it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know where it goes, but they will go out.
Yeah.
They will go out.
All right. Do you want to wrap up by telling them our question of the day this time?
And our question of the day is, what is your favorite thing about watching a floss tube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me? I think it's seeing new patterns. I was watching 2 needles pulling thread the other day, and Kathy pulled out this pattern, and I stopped it, and I got on and I ordered. So thanks a lot, Kathy. Yeah, Missy, you too. The two of you are just as bad because Missy's working on that Glendon Place, and I really like that.
Really pretty.
It's really, really pretty.
Did you see
it's
her
coming
new
along.
Glendon Place?
No.
Okay, don't watch the next one.
But I mean, but you also get tips from people like finishing, like Helen D and Elizabeth Ann can stitch, and some of the others give you some great finishing ideas and ways to get it done. And to me, that's the fun. It's to broaden my knowledge and strip my checkbook.
Yeah. I think for me, it's also about the variety of things that you see, because if you have a local shop or even just having your own style, you tend to gravitate towards the same things, same designers, and watching Flosstube really opens my eyes to new linens, new threads, new designers. And I think it's really helped me to expand what I stitch. And then there's just a huge camaraderie through it. I love the comments. Like you leave us and I leave other people, and it's
the friendships we formed.
It's a friendship,
You know, I mean, we feel like we know a lot of you because you comment all the time, and we've had IMs with you and stuff like that, and with some of the other Flosstubers, and then we met some of them at Market last year, and we've kept in touch, and it's a whole family basically. It's a family of stitchers, and that part is very great. Rewarding. Very nice. Yes.
Our friends on the TV. Right? That's what somebody said one time, and I think that's totally true.
Yeah, or the phone, or the iPad.
Yeah. So tell us what your favorite part of Flosstubes is. What do you like the most? Why do you watch them? And I don't know if we'll have metrics for this one or not. We'll see what people say.
We'll see what they come up with.
I work hard to come up with metrics, so we'll see.
She really likes that.
Yeah.
She really likes that.
Well, Thanks, everybody. It's been
Yes.
great to spend some time with you today. You will wrap things up for
Yes,
us, and
yes.
we'll see you in a couple of
Yes,
weeks.
and you can see her on Instagram at Jen Quilter. I'm on Instagram at Grand Stitches. If you want to contact us, it's tallstitchers@gmail.com. And I think that's about it. And we thank all of you for coming back, for starting. We hope if you're new, you'll hit the subscribe button. We're over 5,000 subscribers, which we just find stunning.
Yeah.
It's just, it blows my grandson's mind. It's wonderful to rub it in a little bit. And Miss Jenna too, who said, well, if you get to 1,000 at the end of the year, yeah. So
she's impressed.
Yeah. The kids are impressed. So you guys are helping us impress the children, and which is really fun. So we wish you a happy, healthy new year and have a lot of fun stitching. And we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.